Okie dokie. And we meet once again. This is video number 3 of our Move Advanced Smart Contract Language tutorial. In this video tutorial, we are going to take a look at maps and Move. With a map, I can store indexed data and provide a key. It's data that I will be passing, and I will be providing a value that will tell Move, hey, value number 1 is this particular item. Value number 2, this particular item. Those are keys. Okay, we start 1, 2, 3, and it could be numbers, it could be strings, it could be certain attributes that we will pass as the key, so then we can reference that data. Let's not waste any more time and let's make this happen. Okay, I'm gonna make a new file. Let's say maps demo.move. Beautiful. We begin module net to def addr, and we will call this maps demo. Beautiful. The first thing that we are going to import is the simple map from the standard library. Use std simple underscore map. And from there, I am going to be importing simple type, simple map. And I am also going to import self. When we define self, we are saying that, yeah, we want to import simple map out of this module. We know that this is a module. From this module, we are importing simple map, but I also want to import the module itself. I want to import this completely, so then if I need to call something else that is inside the simple map, I can invoke it down. So I am importing simple map, and I am importing the simple map function or type, and I am also importing self in case I need to use it for anything else, okay? So there's other functions that we need to use out of the simple map, and this is how we can still import this as well. So I'm gonna say use std, I'm gonna say string, and now we are defining string. We wanna work with string types and UTF-8. Beautiful. All right, so let's begin. Let me do a quick whiteboard because it's very important for you to have an idea of how the maps work. Let's say that we are going to create a map called my map. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit more. That's perfect. I'm gonna change this here. Awesome. Okay, so this is the name of that map. Inside this map, we will have the following. There's going to be 2 places. The first place is going to be the key inside the map. Imagine that this is like a table in which I have the key and then the value. Okay, so if I say key number 1, I'm gonna make a couple of lines here, key number 2, and key number 3. So we have a total of 4 spaces in this map. The first key is valued as 1, right? The second key is valued as 2, and you get the idea. So let me continue here. Okay, now for every single value that I want to store in this map, I have to pass the key and the value itself. When we create this, we are basically saying that the type is going to be simple map. Let me just copy this. I'm going to say that this will be a simple map, right? And inside the simple map, we will have the first type, which will be the index, and the second type, which will be the value. Okay, so let's say the index is going to be U64, right? This will be the integer for each key, and then the value. And we are saying that we are going to store strings. Look at that, U64, the key, and string will be the value. So I can pass inside here, I can say UTF-8, right? So we're passing strings, and we are saying UTF-8, and I can say B, and then let's say I'm working with countries. I'm going to store the first country, UAE, okay? And I can continue doing this with the other values. Okay, I can say Russia, I can say Mexico, and I can say finally Colombia. If I want to access that data, if I want to read the data, I will have to pass the key number, and then I will access the value. Okay, so let's take a look at that. We are going to create that map. So I'm going to call this function create map. Inside the map, we are not necessarily have to pass arguments. We are definitely going to return the map. So we are going to say simple map. Remember, this will be the type that we are defining right here. And now I want to say that this will be U64, and the other value is going to be a string, and boom. Okay, and off we go. Awesome. Okay, so let's start. Now what I want to do first, in order for me to create this, I need to create the empty map. I have to create an empty map so then I can start adding values to it. So I'm going to say let, same as the example, my map. And inside this map, we are going to say that this is also the simple map type, right? And now I will say equals, and now I am going to be using this simple map module. Remember, that's why we define this to be self, because we still have to use this. And inside here, I am going to define, let me make it a little bit smaller. Boom, I think that should be it. And inside here, I am now going to call create. Boom, that's how we create a map. This will be an empty map. Call my map, and it's going to store the key as U64 and the string. Now let's pass values inside the map. So I'm going to say, again, from simple map, we're still using the module. Now I can say add. That's how we add data onto this map. Okay, so we're going to say add. And now we are going to work. If you remember on video number 2, we work with mutable and immutable. We have to define to be mutable. Why? Because we are going to be making changes to this object right here, this map, which means that it's going to change. So it has to mutate. Okay, so now I have to say the first thing, what's the map name? It's going to be my map. The next item is going to be the key value of 1. And finally, let's pass the string. String is going to be UTF-8, right? And we are going to say byte, and now we pass UAE, all right? Awesome. What I want to do now, I want to return that. Check this out. Return what? My map, okay? And that should store 1 value, okay? And I can say the following. I can grab this, take the opportunity to add more values. I'm gonna add 2, 3, and just like what we did on the whiteboard, 4. This one is gonna be Russia, I think was. Yeah, it's Russia, and then this Mexico, and then this one's gonna be Colombia. Beautiful. Okay, so this map is going to have 4 values stored. It's going to have 4 keys. And we should obtain this once we do the test. So I'm going to say test, and let's call that function. Function test function, and boom. We are going to define this on the test function, my map, call create map. So I call create map, and this value should be the entire map with all the values stored, okay? Let's say I want to print the value of key number 1, okay? I can say the following, country, and I'm going to define simple map. I'm going to say borrow. We are going to borrow that value. And from there, I have to specify mute. It's going to be mutable because my map is going to be modified. We're going to be obtaining values out of that map. Let's say I want to extract Russia number 2. So I can say now here, this number 2. That's how we pass. We have to pass the reference to the key, okay? That's why we do this. And once we do that, I can now define print. And because we are already obtaining the reference to this value, because we're passing the reference for my map and the reference for the ID, now I can just say country and save this, and I need to import print. So what I can do here, I am going to import it up here. I'm going to say test only, and I can say use std debug print. And let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. I'm going to save this and let's run it. APTOS move test. Beautiful. Awesome. So we obtained Russia. Beautiful. Let's continue. Now that I know that I obtained the map, I was able to add all those values inside the map, and I was able to return the map. Now I can use that data to obtain data or extract data from the map. Now let's say that I want to know how many values are stored inside this map, the length of the map. I can now create a function. Let me just make a function. This will be check map length. And what I'm going to pass is the map. Okay, so it's going to be same. I'm going to pass my map. And remember, I have to define the type. So we have to pass this entire thing right here, right? And I am going to return U64 because I should obtain a numeric value of how many items do we have, which will be 4, okay? So I can say now simple map. We are also going to be invoking that. Now I'm just going to declare a variable, let value equals. Now I can define simple map. And from there, I can say length, okay? This will be the function, and all I have to pass is the map. So I'm going to pass length. I'm going to say mutable. And I can now call my map, okay? And what I'm gonna return value. Awesome. And now with that said, I can say here, let length equals check map length, and I can pass the map. So I'm gonna say my map, and now I can print that. I can say print, and what I'm gonna print, the reference to length. I'll say this length. And if everything goes well, we should see the number 4. We should see now the country, which is Russia, number 4 as the length, the total length, okay? It's clear, run, and oops, my bad. Let's say here, boom, let's give it a shot. Unexpected print. Did I close the other expression? No, I did not. Oops, my bad. Okay, cool. Let's do it again. Beautiful. We obtain Russia and number 4. Now I want to remove an item from the map. I want to remove Russia, number 2. Okay, so for that, I'm going to say function, and you can do it. I can just do it right inside here, but I want to build this so that you can read the code and you can understand what each function is doing. Okay, so I'm going to say remove from map, and we once again pass this value, boom, this, and I'm going to say return, because it has to return the same thing. So I got to paste this whole thing right here, except this. This will be the type that we are returning, and I can start here, okay? Same thing. Now I am going to remove that from the map. So we're going to say simple map, and we're going to say remove. What are we removing? First, I have to tell that it's this map. It's going to be mutable my map once again, and which key is the one that I'm going to be removing. So I am going to do the following. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to specify key. We haven't declared this yet, but I'll do it now. So all I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to add key, and this will be U64. Okay, so we passed this from the test, right? And now I can say return my map. What happened was we removed whatever the key was inside here, and then we returned the map without the key that we specified, okay? So now that we have this, now I'm gonna say let new map, because we have changed that map. So I'm gonna say new map, and this new map is just gonna call remove from map, and all I have to pass is the same argument, my map. What I want to do now, this is not going to give me anything, right? Because we're just generating a new map out of it. But now I can use this length to see if the amount of keys drop. The length of the map has lowered. So I can say now copy this. In this case, it's going to be new map, right? And I can reprint this once again. Before we should obtain 4, after we should obtain 3. Let's see. And that tells me that we were able to effectively remove one item from that map. So I'm going to say clear and remove from map my map. Oh, yes, I did not pass the key. So let me pass it right here, number 2. Remember, remove from map is expecting 2 arguments. And let's see once again. Boom, we got it. Okay, so before we had 4 keys or 4 values stored in that map, now we have 3. We want to take a look now at the keys, right? Because what we have removed, check this out, what we have removed from the map, let me go back to the whiteboard. We have removed this, right? We have removed number 2. But that doesn't mean that the order of keys has changed. No, we just removed that from the map. In order for me to find number 3, I still pass number 3. That is not changed. When we pass the key will remain the same. We just removed one value and one key out of the map. We still left the other ones intact, okay? That is the beauty of the map. There's key values in the map. And if we want to access that particular data, we call this key. Okay, this is very different from an array, where in an array, it leaves that empty space. In the map, it doesn't. It's just a key and a value, a key and a value, and so forth, okay? So now what I'm going to do, I want to print once again the country, and you are going to see that this should be there. It should be the same. So I'm going to say country, borrow number 2. It should fail. So let me once again do this. Well, no, because we haven't changed the variable. Yes, I know. We haven't changed the variable. So it's not my map, it's new map, okay? So I'm going to say new map. Boom. And let's check if 2 still exists. It doesn't. It's going to fail. It has failed, obviously, because there's no value in that key, okay? But if I pass number 3, right, and run it again, that should work. And 3, it's Mexico. If I pass number 4, it should work. Even though that the length, and we can see it right here, that the length has lowered to 3, that doesn't mean that the maximum key number is 3. No, that just removed that value number 2 when we executed that function, okay? So if I'm going to say 4, I should obtain Colombia. I think it was Colombia. Let's see. Beautiful. And we obtain Colombia. That's it. Alrighty, we have reached the end of video number 3. On video number 4, we start with global storage. How we store data in the blockchain using a Move smart contract. Let's make it happen.